This past draft weekend was pivotal for the Green Bay Packers, not just for the immediate future, but for the trajectory of the franchise over the coming years. With 6 draft picks and a commitment to the draft and develop philosophy, the decisions made in this draft hold significant weight. The buzz around first-round pick Matthew Golden is palpable. In his sophomore season, he's poised for a breakout year, especially given the changes in the receiving core. Fans, let us know where you're watching from and your thoughts on the Packers' draft strategy. The anticipation surrounding Golden escalated when the Packers traded away Dontayvion Wicks to the Philadelphia Eagles. Many experts expected the team to go after another wide receiver to fill the void, but the Packers chose a different route. Head coach Matt LaFleur's willingness to adjust the target distribution philosophy indicates a strategic shift. As you'd expect, guys want the football, LaFleur said. It was a good problem to have. We felt like we had a lot of players capable of going out there and making the necessary plays, and I still feel that way. This means that the passing game will heavily rely on the likes of Golden, Christian Watson, Jayden Reed, and tight end Tucker Kraft. While that may sound promising, it raises concerns about depth and the overall ability to stretch the field. Golden's significant snaps last season did not translate into the targets he needed to truly make an impact. Now, with a clearer path to more opportunities, the pressure is on him to deliver. On the offensive line front, the Packers added only one player, Jaeger Burton, a center/guard hybrid. This choice speaks volumes about the organization's confidence in Zach Tom as the long-term solution at left tackle. If Tom falters, the options behind him, like Darian Kinnard or Anthony Belton, don't inspire much confidence either. The front office's trust in Tom is evident, not through mere talk, but through action. They are banking on his growth to solidify that crucial position. Meanwhile, the running back room is undergoing a shakeup. After allowing Emmanuel Wilson to walk in free agency, the addition of undrafted rookie Jayden Nixon brings a mix of excitement and uncertainty. For Marshawn Lloyd, who's entering his 3rd NFL season with minimal playing time, this could be a make-or-break opportunity. LaFleur highlighted Lloyd's potential, stating, "He's shown up and looks like he's in great shape. We're hopeful he can put his best stuff out there." The talent has never been an issue for him. The looming question remains, can Lloyd stay healthy and capitalize on this chance? With established veterans like Josh Jacobs and Chris Brooks in the backfield, the potential for another high-upside runner could significantly bolster the offensive unit. This would allow Brooks to maintain his role as a third-down specialist and pass blocker, adding depth to a position that desperately needs it. Adding to the intrigue, the Packers secured center Sean Ryan on a 3-year, $33 million extension. Though it's essentially a 1-year, $14 million contract with team options for 2027 and 2028. This move reflects the team's uncertainty about Ryan as a long-term starter. The selection of Jaeger Burton in the 5th round reinforces the notion that the Packers are actively seeking to solidify their offensive line. If Burton develops as expected, he could emerge as a swing interior lineman this season and perhaps a future starter at center, which might open the door for the team to part ways with Ryan next offseason. The cornerback situation is equally compelling. The Packers recognize the need for depth at this position, drafting 2 corners, Brandon Cisse and Domani Jackson. This decision does not bode well for players like Kayshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine, who are in the final year of their contracts. It raises questions about their future with the team. Additionally, players like Jalen Simpson and Kamal Hadden now face the harsh reality of an increasingly crowded competition for roster spots. However, this influx of talent is ultimately a positive sign for the Packers' long-term strategy. At the heart of this offseason is the belief that quarterback Jordan Love must elevate the offense. With only 2 additions, Sky Moore and Jaeger Burton, alongside the losses of key players like Romeo Dew and Rashid Walker, the offensive landscape appears to have regressed on paper. The silver lining? The return of star tight end Tucker Kraft and right tackle Zach Tom early in the season could provide much-needed stability. Ultimately, the Packers are placing their chips on Love, believing he can enhance the performance of those around him. As the dust settles on this draft, the Packers' choices reflect a commitment to growth and development, but the clock is ticking. Each decision will resonate throughout the season, and fans are left to wonder, will the Packers rise to the occasion, or will they falter under the weight of expectation? The stage is set for an intriguing season ahead, and there's much more to dissect. Let's dive deeper into our next topic. As the dust settles on yet another NFL draft, the Green Bay Packers find themselves amidst a swirl of speculation and high-stakes decisions. Could this draft class be the catalyst to elevate the Packers beyond their recent seventh-seeded rut? General Manager Brian Gutekunst, ever the cautious optimist, tempered the excitement following the draft's conclusion, reminding fans that most seasons are determined by the guys that are coming back, not necessarily the guys you're getting in the draft. It's a sobering thought in a league where the draft hype can often lead to unrealistic expectations. Gutekunst emphasized the importance of patience, stating, "These guys are just starting their NFL journey, and there's so much in front of them." He acknowledges the potential of the new players, but with the recognition that championships aren't won in April. Yet, it's precisely these selections that can provide the spark needed to ignite a Super Bowl run. Let's dive into specifics and see how these rookies could shape the future of the Packers. First up is kicker Trey Smack, the team's sixth-round pick and arguably the best kicker available in this draft class. His statistics from Florida overshadow those of the 2023 sixth-round pick, Anders Carlson, from Auburn. A scout familiar with cold weather conditions has downplayed concerns regarding Smack's ability to perform in Lambeau Field during the harsh winter months. However, let's not overlook the competition. Brandon McManus, a veteran kicker with a proven track record, will push Smack hard during training camp. Gutekunst's decision to trade up to secure Smack suggests that the rookie has a significant edge. After all, a close competition may favor the young talent. The kicker spot's very important, Gutekunst noted, emphasizing the need for a reliable player who can win games for the Packers. Next, we turn our attention to defensive tackle Chris McClellan, who may have the best shot at starting from day one. The Packers traded up in the third round to snag him, a testament to the urgency and necessity felt within the organization. With an opening at the nose tackle position in the new defensive scheme, McClellan's potential for immediate impact is palpable. His 6 sacks in his senior year indicate a player who can disrupt opposing offenses. Caution is advised, however. Kenny Clark, the team's first-round pick in 2016, had a modest rookie season with only 2 starts. The Packers may need to ease McClellan into the lineup, but if he shows he's ready, he could become a cornerstone of the defensive front. Then there's cornerback Brandon Cisse, selected in the second round as the Packers' first draft pick. Cisse's performance at South Carolina was impressive, ranking high among cornerback prospects with a low catch rate allowed. His college statistics suggest he has the potential to rise through the ranks, especially with the current cornerback lineup not being set in stone. Cisse's confidence shines through as he states, "I'm just looking to contribute in any way they want me to contribute from day one." His versatility and eagerness to learn could be vital assets for a defense looking to establish a more formidable presence. On the offensive line, Yeager Burton, a 5th-round pick, brings versatility that's crucial for the Packers. With experience at all 3 interior positions, Burton could be a long-term solution at center, especially if current starter Sean Rhyan doesn't perform up to expectations. Gutekunst remarked on the importance of having linemen who can adapt quickly to various roles, which is fundamental in a league where injuries can change the dynamics of a game in an instant. Another intriguing addition is edge rusher Danny Dennis Sutton, who the Packers snatched up in the 4th round after trying to trade back into the 3rd. With a solid track record of sacks and tackles for loss, Dennis Sutton's raw talent and competitive spirit are evident. While some scouts have criticized his athleticism, they also see the potential for him to develop into a significant contributor. Gutekunst's faith in Dennis Sutton's upside speaks volumes about the Packers' commitment to bolstering their pass rush. Last but not least is cornerback Domani Jackson, whose collegiate career has been a roller coaster ride. Though he struggled at times, his physical attributes, standing at 6'3" with impressive speed, offer a tantalizing glimpse of what he could become under the right coaching. The Packers are betting on their staff's ability to refine Jackson's skills and help him realize his 1st to 2nd-round potential at a discount. As we dissect the impact of these rookies, it's clear that the Packers are banking on their development to revitalize a franchise that has seen better days. The draft is merely the beginning. The real test lies in the training camp and preseason. The pressure is on Gutekunst and the coaching staff to cultivate this young talent into a competitive force that can challenge for the Super Bowl. Now, with the first 2 items covered, let's move on to our final segment, where we'll explore the broader implications of these draft choices and what they mean for the Packers' future. The Green Bay Packers have long been known for their conservative approach in free agency and the trade market, and this year was no different. With minimal offseason additions, the most notable moves were the low-profile signings of Javon Hargrave and Benjamin St. Just. And while the Packers managed to retain some core components, they also lost significant talent with the departures of Malik Willis, Rashawn Gary, Elton Jenkins, Quay Walker, Emmanuel Wilson, and Romeo Dew. Now, let's talk about the 2026 NFL Draft. Historically, the Packers have found success in the draft, but this year's performance left much to be desired. Without a first-round pick, the team's chances to address glaring holes were limited. Yes, the selection of Brandon Cisse in the second round was a solid move, but it was overshadowed by a series of missteps later in the draft. What stands out as the Packers' most glaring mistake in this draft? Entering the draft, the Packers had numerous positions that desperately needed reinforcement. They lost what could be considered the best backup quarterback in the league and a reliable backup running back. The receiver core took a hit, and depth along the offensive line and linebacker positions dwindled. While some of these needs were addressed, the overall execution left fans scratching their heads. The most perplexing choice? The fact that the Packers didn't draft an edge rusher until the fourth round, selecting Danny Dennis-Sutton despite the looming uncertainty surrounding Micah Parsons, who could potentially miss the entire season. The Packers traded away 2 first-round picks to acquire Parsons, and now they're left hoping he returns to form without having secured adequate insurance at the position. It's a risky gamble that could backfire if Parsons isn't the same player when he returns. Even more bewildering was the decision to draft 2 cornerbacks when the passing defense wasn't as ravaged as other position groups. The Packers ranked 11th in passing defense last year, yet they chose to expend valuable draft capital here rather than focus on their more pressing needs. Among the most head-scratching decisions was the selection of Trey Smack, a kicker out of Florida, with the 216th overall pick. Drafting kickers is always contentious, but this pick raised eyebrows. Choosing a kicker in the 6th round is questionable enough, but the fact that Smack wasn't even the consensus top kicker in this draft class made it even harder to justify. Many analysts had either Drew Stevens from Iowa or Dominic Zvada from Michigan ranked higher, both of whom had impressive track records, including leading their conferences in field goals made, an accolade Smack never achieved. Now, while Smack does possess impressive leg strength, having set a Florida record with 10 field goals from over 50 yards, his accuracy leaves much to be desired compared to his peers. For a team that has faced numerous offseason losses and still hasn't fully refilled its roster, the Packers would have been better off rolling the dice on Smack or one of the other kickers as undrafted free agents. They needed to draft someone who could step in and make an immediate impact, especially after a down year for Brandon McManus, rather than taking a high-risk kicker pick that could have been avoided. As we reflect on this draft and the decisions made, it is clear that the Packers need to learn from their missteps. They must adapt and be more strategic in how they allocate their resources. The road ahead is fraught with challenges, and the team's choices will undoubtedly shape their future. As we close this segment, I want to hear from you, the fans. Where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts on the Packers' recent moves? Are you as concerned as I am about the draft choices? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and updates on your Green Bay Packers. Your voice matters in this community. Let's keep this conversation alive.